Here we go.
Is like gravity. All it takes is a little push.
What's up, guys? How you doing? Welcome back to the channel. So glad you stopped by. And if you're brand new here, welcome. Grab a seat and stay a while. But hey, do me a couple favors first. Go down and hit that subscribe button, and go next door, ring that notification bell. Make sure it says all so you know when the next video pops up. Hit that like button, and before you head out, drop a comment. And if you're of the 770 plus regulars here, welcome back for another round. As you also hit that like button. Before you leave, drop a comment, because as we know, YouTube does love those comments. And of course, share this video out on all social media. Speaking of social media, my socials, Instagram and X, down below in the description as always, along with a link to that wonderful Joker Voice merch store. Holiday season, get yourself some Joker Voice merch or for friends. They'll love you forever, promise. Okay, so the big news over the weekend, not just in pro wrestling, but in media as well, is obviously Netflix seems to have won the bidding war for Warner Brothers Discovery, and we will address that in just a bit. Along with TNA apparently has a new TV home and media rights deal. WWE seemingly has not learned from a big mistake they did at Survivor Series, and along with the Warner Brothers acquisition by Netflix, the question is, in the pro wrestling world, how does this affect Tony Khan and AEW? Some big stories and potential reshaping the landscape of the professional wrestling world. And we've only got 10 minutes, so let's jump right into it.
And here we go.
So let's start with the WWE, as we're coming to the end of 2025, and it's fair to say that the on-screen product in previous Paul Levesque years, we've seen better days, if I'm just being honest. Now, the previous and final PLE of the season of 2025 seemed to have encapsulated the laziness of the creative and the booking for this year. And that would be at the Survivor Series with the only four matches for the entire card of that event being one of the major issues. Well, it looks like WWE has not learned a lesson because according to WrestleVotes, the start of the 2026 Premium Live Event calendar, which also has its own issues being in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, that being the Royal Rumble, will also be a 4-match event.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
Now, speaking of the Royal Rumble, in recent years, we have seen TNA talent joining and taking part in the event. Now, for example, we have seen the TNA World Champion Joe Hendry before he has signed a WWE contract. We've also seen this with Jordynne Grace before appearing in NXT. She was a former TNA Knockouts champion. Now, TNA is in this partnership with the WWE through their developmental brand NXT, and TNA has obviously been using this partnership and increased viewership to use as leverage for a new media rights deal, a new TV home. Well, according to John Alba, SI Wrestling, TNA, it looks to be in part or fully, has a new home, and that will be the AMC network.
Well, that's interesting.
All right, we might as well talk about it now, since it has been the talk of the entertainment business world for the entire weekend. And of course, is the bidding war seems to be over, and the acquisition of Warner Brothers Discovery by Netflix to the tune of $82.7 billion.
That's a lot of money.
Now, obviously, there are a lot of things until this deal is actually finalized, involving boatloads of lawyers and even the Federal Trade Commission. But here is what we know at the time of recording. Now, Netflix will be acquiring the IPs and studios currently under Warner Bros. Discovery, particularly HBO Max, such as things like the DC Universe, DC Studios, the Godzilla Monsterverse, Game of Thrones, The Sopranos, the big one, Harry Potter, etc., etc. Now, Netflix is not, repeat, not acquiring what is considered linear television and cable, things like CNN, TNT, TBS, TLC, the Food Network, etc., etc. These will be spun off into a much smaller company called Discovery Global. Now, until the deal is finalized, all current programming is just going to proceed as normal. But once things come up for renewal, well, that's when things can get pretty darn interesting.
Here we go. Here we go.
Now, since we're talking pro wrestling, a question is, how does this acquisition by Netflix affect AEW, which is currently 1 year into its 3 year with a fourth-year option deal with Warner Brothers Discovery to the tune of $185 million per year. Now, part of this deal includes AEW, their pay-per-views being available for purchase, and simulcasting their weekly television on HBO Max. So, what happens to AEW?
Good question.
The answer, in the short term, nothing. Nothing happens at all. AEW weekly TV shows, Dynamite and Collision, are shown on TBS and TNT, which are not a part of the Netflix deal. They're part of that Discovery Global, so they are unaffected. Now, the streaming for the pay-per-views, weekly TV simulcasting, and an archive on HBO Max, that's going to get dicey here. Because I don't see Netflix running an AEW product when they are in the middle of a huge deal, 10-year, $5 billion deal with TKO and the WWE. So, as the Warner Brothers Discovery HBO catalog begins to get absorbed by Netflix, I think AEW is going to need to find a new home for pay-per-view and a streaming platform. Now, where it gets interesting is when this deal comes up for renewal and it's time to renegotiate, which is going to be in about another year. Despite what AEW President Tony Khan has said about 2025 being one of the best years in AEW's history, the facts are viewership year over year down. 18 to 49 demo year over year down. Live attendance, merchandise sales down. All measurable metrics down. So if Tony Khan thinks that he's going to get anywhere close to $185 million per year,
You're not very bright, are you?
and he has no one to blame but himself. But these are just some thoughts. I want to hear what you have to say down below in the comments, and be sure to tune in this week as me and the guys will be talking about some of this and a whole lot more as we're heading into Saturday night's main event, John Cena's final performance as a WWE live performer. Of course, I'm talking about Wednesday night is overbooked. But yeah, thanks for stopping by, folks. Again, quick reminder before you head out the door, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, hey, thanks for sticking around this long. I appreciate it. And I'll see you folks all very soon. Hope you had a great weekend. Have a wonderful week ahead of you. Always have fun. Keep talking. Keep smiling. Until next time.